Hey everyone, it's Dr. Fields. So today I have some really bad news for you. And the bad news is there is no miracle diet. There's no miracle program, no miracle weight loss um, plan. There is no miracle, easy, quick fix to this weight loss issue that many of us have struggled with. The miracle diet, the miracle weight loss plan is simply the one that you can stick with. But I want to add a caveat to that today. It's the one that you can stick with once you've dealt with your motivational issues and once you've dealt with your food dependency issues. These are so important. It's the reason why you have not been able to be successful. Now, if you've done crash or fad diets in the past, then I can definitely buy the argument that the diet failed you. And the reason why the diet failed you was because they were far too restrictive. They made you far too uncomfortable, and they weren't designed for the long term. And that's what we want. We don't want a diet. We want a lifestyle change, something that we can incorporate into our lives that can stick and that can last, and that doesn't cause us a lot of discomfort. It really shouldn't cause us discomfort at all, even if it's creating a deficit. I know you've heard me talk about a deficit for a while now, and I'm sure you're probably tired of it. The reason why I talk so much about it is because it's absolutely essential. It's science. There's no way around it. It doesn't matter what plan you follow, low carb, low fat, high fat, doesn't matter. Eating, many meals a day, a few meals a day, the grapefruit diet, the lemon juice and water and cabbage diet, whatever diet you're on has to put you in a deficit if you're going to lose weight. And that is science. There is no thinking about weight loss, in terms of you have to have the mindset of, I believe I can lose weight. That sounds really good, but as a psychologist, it's fluff. I've heard people on the internet say, if you don't believe you can lose weight, if you don't have that mindset that no matter what you do, you won't lose it, that is such crap. You will absolutely lose weight if you're in a deficit, regardless of what you believe. You could sit there and believe that you could pick up your car and throw it over your head all you want, but it's never happening, right? There are just some laws of physics and science that we're just not going to get past. And the calorie deficit is one. I know it's simplistic. It can be boring to think of. You're still waiting. I know so many of you are still waiting for this miracle diet. It's so easy to follow and the weight just falls off of you, and it's never going to happen. The food dependency and the motivational issues are the two things you absolutely have to address. And I talked a little bit before about motivational enhancement, what you need to do and what you really need to do. Every time I make one of these videos, I'm trying to give you like an actionable step that you can do right after you watch this video. So here's one for motivation. I want you to write out a list of pros and cons in terms of weight loss. And don't tell me that there are no cons, because there absolutely are. If your list is only pros and there's no cons, then you will follow a weight loss plan, no problem. If you're having difficulty following any kind of weight loss plan, then it's because the cons are too great in your mind. And you have to be honest, you have to be real. Don't pretend that they're not there, or don't invalidate them and say like, well, I can't think that because that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Like, why would I think that? Or how would I make a case for not losing weight? It doesn't make any sense. If you're not following a plan and you're unsuccessful time and time again, then the case for not losing the weight is stronger and for actually losing the weight. What kind of case could be made for not losing the weight? It's going to be too hard. It's going to be too uncomfortable. I'm probably going to fail at it. My body is just one of those bodies that can't lose weight. It's not natural for me to be a certain weight. Food is too important for me. I rely on food for psychological reasons. I don't know how I can get through a day without over consuming food and calories. Those reasons are probably the strongest ones and support my thesis in terms of why so many people have difficulty losing weight, because they have this dependency issue. Nobody likes to admit that they have a dependency. And I know it doesn't sound sexy and it doesn't sound, you know, like an easy fix. And it doesn't sound like something that we want to admit to. But the more you deny it, the longer it's going to take for you to get on board with doing what you need to do to lose the weight. So we have motivational issues, which are very much tied into the food dependency issues. Come up with a list. Really be honest with yourself. I'm sure it's probably going to be really easy for you to write out the list of reasons why you want to lose weight, right? It's healthy. I'll live longer, spend more time with my kids. I'll be able to be more active with my kids. I'll look more attractive. I'll feel better about myself. I'll have better self-esteem. It can lead to me feeling really confident and achieving a lot more in other areas of life. I bet you the pros list is not so easy, not so hard, but the cons are going to be hard because it's like, what reason could I possibly come up with to not lose weight? You have them. If you didn't, you'd be losing the weight. You need to be real. There's nothing wrong with admitting that there are these reasons that you have that really make it hard for you to get on board and stay on a weight loss plan. As long as that weight loss plan, of course, is a reasonable one, not a crash diet. Because if it's a crash diet or a fad diet, one of these ridiculous diets that are out there that nobody can sustain or maintain, then yeah, you can say it's partially the diet's fault, or it is the diet's fault. It's my fault for choosing that diet, right? We can blame ourselves for choosing that diet, but it's the diet's fault in terms of why we're not successful. Sure, you can blame it more on that. But if you have been struggling with losing weight for so long, then you have to ask yourself about that.